Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. I am in Fort Payne, Alabama, up on Lookout Mountain, and we're getting ready to go to the Alabama Booksmith near Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm going to get to meet, hopefully, Robert McCammon again and get some books signed. I've got a tall stack like I always seem to have when I go get books signed. I want to have as many as I can get. You never know if you're going to have another opportunity. So me, my good buddy Roman, will be heading that way shortly. Hey, now we are en route to Alabama Booksmith, heading down the Little River Canyon Road. A beautiful drive from our little shed, and then we got to get on the highway and head that way. All right, here's Wolf Rock. My boy Roman named this one Wolf Rock, and then up here on the other side of Wolf Rock is Sharks Point. Sharks Point was named long before I ever moved in here to the canyon, but great monuments. Haha, freeway. My very favorite burger joint. Hey, we made it. We went to the mall here in Birmingham. I don't remember the name of it, do you?
No.
But they got some stores that this one likes. We were gonna eat at the food court, but guess what? Them lines were just way too long, so we stopped at Wendy's, drive-through on the way. He ate. I went in and got tickets. See, at this event, anybody can go in and get their stuff signed, but if you wanna sit and listen to Robert McCammon talk about books and stories and answer questions and stuff like that, you had to have a ticket. So we got us a couple of books. We pre-ordered them, picked them up today, put them in the vehicle. Now we're finna go inside, grab us a seat, see if the kid can stay entertained well enough for the next hour and 30 minutes, because even though he's my buddy, he's not too excited by listening to authors talk about stuff book related, so he's got iPad and crap like that to entertain himself. He's a good kid, we'll do good. And let's go inside and check it out. C'est la vie, baby.
C'est la vie.
The Alabama Booksmith here near Birmingham, Alabama. I can never remember the name of this little part of town, but all the books they sell are signed. Kind of neat for the collector and me.
Where is that? Is it your bookshelf?
Yeah. All right, we're on our way up. Let's see what this looks like. We had a ticket. Kid bought a book. Made me buy a book. Time to get started.
For this incredible magic walking stick, somebody is going to walk away with the walking stick all ruined, mail it to wherever.
You know, you can't talk about evil without putting it on display. You really have to show it. You can't, well, this person is bad, he does this, that, and the other. You really got to show it. And, you know, Gardner Littlejohn told Matthew in one of the books, be careful, because there's far worse out there than Professor Fell. And in Leviathan, Matthew finds the far worse than Professor Fell. And so you got to do this scene. So again, Leviathan. Well into that, excited about it, a lot to do. It's going to be a big book because, you know, there's a lot to cover, a lot to take care of. And I've had the ending of Leviathan for many, many years. And I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. I think it's pretty good. It's a little out of character for the rest of the series. But anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there. So I'm very excited about that. Okay. As I told this gentleman over here several years ago, I was going to retire when I reached 70. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen, because I do have some, you know, it's amazing how it works. So you think, well, you know, I have this idea and maybe I'll do this, and then I have another idea and it's like, I think this will work. But they're all going to be very different from the Matthew Corbett series, you know. But they'll all be challenges, which I love a challenge. Oh boy! So this is it's a fairly short story. And it's called Robber's Roost. So anyway, it came to me. This information was conveyed to me a few days ago. So I hope you like this. Have another go, dearie? The nearly besotted young man seemed barely able to lift his head on his flimsy neck after the 2 tankards of briny-tasting ale. Pardon, he managed to get out between liquor-bruised lips.
You didn't know there were drawings, but they're going to be drawings. Somebody is going to get this magic walking stick, and we'll tell you about the other 2 drawings in just a moment. But the person who wins the Robert McCammon walking stick is...
Right into that, huh? The person who wins this is... the person who wins that is Robert McCammon. No, it is Robert Williams.
This will be mailed to Robert Williams, wherever he is. And now, the drawings that nobody knew about, there are 2 drawings. One drawing, and both of these drawings are just for you. One person will walk away with this great poster of Robert McCammon's new book that he has agreed to sign and personalize. But we're having another drawing right now, and Mr. McCammon will tell you about this drawing.
Giving the story away. So yeah, we're giving that away, and this story will not be published anywhere. It is one of a kind, and whoever gets it just has a Matthew story. And I'm going to inscribe this and sign it, and we'll all be good. Okay.
Talk about an exclusive copy. And that person is...
That person is... Oh, that person is Guy Pearson.
Hey! There's Guy.
We'll bring it down and sign it. And for the other drawing also, we'll bring this down and personalize it to Guy when you're in line. And whoever wins this also, if you'll keep your seat, Mr. McCammon will personalize this to you.
The Senator Swift's name in there?
Where is it?
Willadine.
Oh, no!
Hey, how are you?
Back again, I was here in December.
Yes. You did restart. How about that? And just sign or
Yeah, if you don't mind.
just sign.
Whenever you do one of these shows, we got to place in full paint. And so
You do?
make a plan to go stay up there on the mountain.
Oh yeah. That's
I make a
nice.
plan with one of the kids, and he drew the unlucky drawing. After some of them take to do something fun, if he'll come to a book show with me.
So you're up on the mountain, huh?
Yep, we got us a place right on the canyon.
Isn't that nice?
The property, we could jump off in the canyon.
Is there a restaurant there called like the Sunflower or something like that? There's a restaurant, and I think it's called the Sunflower, but it's right up there on the mountain. And it may not be the name. I don't know. But anyway.
There was one that used to be owned by Jeff Cook, but I don't know what it was called.
You don't know the name of it? That may have been it. I just may be wrong about that.
And then there's one right along the there's one right on the canyon now. It's called the Little River Cafe.
Okay.
And that's Michael. Okay.
Well, there's a lot going on up there now, isn't there? I mean, it's
getting
crowded up there, isn't
coming
it?
back a little bit.
Yeah.
All of us
Okay.
Indians, I think.
Well, it's nice up there, I know. It's very nice up there. So, are you originally from Florida? Is that right? Or
I was born in Virginia.
Okay.
So really near. Colonial Wing?
Absolutely.
My dad was in the Navy, so as soon as he got out,
Okay.
he went back to Central Florida.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. No, where you live is really, really nice up there. I'm sure you got a good view. Don't you have a good view?
Yes,
Oh,
sir. Yep. There's about 75 lots in this area.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. The rest is on Little River Wildlife Management.
That's nice though.
So we're one of the few lucky ones.
Yeah, that's nice.
How long you had that?
That one I got the limited edition already, but I bought that one a few months ago from a friend.
I have a Swan Song audiobook
There you go.
signed by Robert McCammon himself.
Okay. All right, we're back here at the canyon now, and I want to show you some of the stuff that we got from the Alabama Booksmith. I got a bunch of books signed by Robert McCammon. Roman here got a book, and then he got another book, and he wants to show you what he got, Hoist. So what you got, bub?
We got there, I got a Robert McCammon. The book right here has a funny picture of him on the back. 7 Shades of Evil. And you can see somewhere it's signed right here. And I also was gonna buy myself another book, but my dad bought it for me. Written by the same authors of Goosebumps. It's titled Slime Doesn't Pay. This one is also signed right here. And the back tells you a little bit about the book, but I don't want to keep you guys from the main event.
the main event. So I saw this book and it looked so attractive. The kid wanted it, and I would have bought 2, but I only saw one on the shelf, so he got it. Now for the other books that I got signed, this one I already ordered. The way it worked was if you buy the signed copy from Alabama Booksmith, you get a ticket to go to the launch event. See Robert McCammon, listen to him talk, ask questions, stuff like that. And they were already signed, and I just stuck my little sticker in there, my name tag for the event, for the launch party, and they were already signed by Robert McCammon there on the title page. So this is the Lividian Publications trade edition, and they're nice, better than the typical trade edition that you might get from other publishers. But I do love the artwork. I like how they use kind of the same color to make up a lot of the imagery in the book. It looks really good. So some of the stuff that I got signed while I was there, I was greedy. I always got to try to get as many signed as I can. I took 9 books. He signed them all. He didn't pitch a fit. Ahead of me in line, a couple people ahead, there was a guy that probably had 20 something. So I felt a bit like an underachiever, if you will. But just going through the stack, this one here is The Further Adventures of Joker, and it does have a Robert McCammon story in it. It has stories from other authors that I dig, like Joe R. Lansdale and F. Paul Wilson, but as well it has Robert R. McCammon's On a Beautiful Summer's Day He Was, and he signed it for me on the title page. Sometimes people on anthologies will have authors sign them on the beginning of their own story, and I've never really done that because you have to go sorting, flipping through, trying to find the signatures. I like limited edition signed anthologies. They'll usually have a signature page with a bunch of authors' signatures on it, and there's no way I ever intend to try to hunt all these folks down to get them signed. But if I do get a signature or 2 on an anthology, I'll do it on the title page if I can. Another anthology I got signed just happened to be something I had on the shelf. It's a very old copy of Masks, edited by J.N. Williamson. And if you look on the back, it's got some neat pictures of some of these folks in their younger days. This one was 1984, and on the title page, it's not really a good place to sign it unless you use a paint pen, so I just had him sign it opposite the title page. Seemed good enough for me. And Robert McCammon's story in here is night crawlers, but a very neat old anthology. And masks, there were multiple editions of masks. I don't know how many there actually were. I have masks 4 at home, so there were at least 4 of them. I don't know, but it was a signed and limited edition there. So, and while we're in anthologies, there's one more. One more. Tales of Batman, and this one he did sign for me on the title page. Looks too nice, too sweet. And the Robert McCammon story in here is on a beautiful summer's day. He was same as the Joker book. Interesting how they did that. I think this book contains the same stories as the Joker book, but it doesn't. I think some of them are different. It's got some similar ones though. Anyway, let's move it on. Moving on. A trade paperback book, December of 2022. I went to Alabama Booksmith and I had a bunch of books. This was one of them. I've already got the signed limited edition. I've got the trade hardcover edition. I got Robert to sign for me last time, but I did have this trade paperback book. This is the copy that I read when I read the book, and I figured, hey, what the hey, I'll get him to sign this one here. So the Queen of Bedlam, number 2 in the Matthew Corbett series. The first time I read Speaks the Nightbird, the first book, I was reading it Matthew Corbett. Interestingly enough, during this the Q&A session, the guy sitting to my left said Matthew Corbett. Robert McCammon laughed. He said, oh, that must be the French pronunciation. And sure enough, that's the way I read it until somebody corrected me on something when I was talking about Matthew Corbett, and they said it's Corbett. But let's see what else. I got some ARCs, advanced review copies or something like that, advanced reading copy. And this one is a Pocket Books hardcover, the ARC of the Pocket Books hardcover of mine. I bought this one. I bought mine on eBay. I can't remember what I paid for it, but it was cheap enough that it was worth my while. And I did get it signed in person by Robert R. McCammon. ARCs. This one is a relatively plain version. Some ARCs look really nice, and some of them look really plain. But I got some in here that look pretty doggone good. This is the Lividian Publications ARC of Gone South, a book I read this year, earlier, 2023. It started off like this might be a depressing book, and I didn't really feel like I wanted to read a depressing book, but pretty quickly it picked up the pace, became fun, funny, and ended up being a great book, a book that I really did dig. This is the Lividian Publications ARC. I did get the signed and limited edition version of this book, and I think I bought this one from Mitch Hall, who was on the Patreon list that gets ARCs. And so Robert McCammon signed it there beautifully on the title page. And this one has some amazing artwork by Francois Vaillancourt, one of my very favorite illustrators, walking God, green earth, some cases red, orange, yellow, and brown earth here in Fort Payne, Alabama, up high on Lookout Mountain. That's where we are today. Right down there is the Little River Canyon, and you can see across the road is the Little River Canyon Scenic Road, whatever it's called, where people come and they drive along the canyon, across the canyon. Every now and then you'll see a car pass by over there. We're about 600-700 feet above the bottom of the canyon right here. So where the boy's at, if you walk down another 20 feet, you can slide on down, having a good old time for a short time. But this is the Lividian Publications Advanced Reader's copy of The Border, and it does look good. It has the artwork. LP is doing a great work with their arts, making them look good, making them into something that I want. Robert was kind enough to sign this ARC for me. Robert, get the R out, McCammon. And there it is, signed in person. Now, something that I did notice was when Robert McCammon started writing the historical fiction series, the Matthew Corbett series, Speaks the Nightbird, he stopped calling himself Robert R. McCammon and just went with Robert McCammon. Now, Jeff Terry, who you may or may not have heard of from the Jeff Word, was there along with Hunter Goatley before this show started and mentioned that he became Robert McCammon and not Robert R. McCammon. Hunter kind of laughed and said, yeah, it saves time signing autographs. Makes sense. That's a good reason, I think, to eliminate unnecessary parts of a person's signature. We have the Arc of 7 Shades of Evil, for which this event was put on. The launch party for 7 Shades of Evil. And here is the advanced reader copy, again from Lividian Publications, one of my favorite publishers out there. And Brian James Freeman's doing phenomenal work. I got a bee after me. Nature. Go figure. Anyway, and there he is, signed on the title page. 7 Shades of Evil is a collection of Matthew Corbett stories. Interesting, for this launch party, Robert McCammon read a Matthew Corbett story that he had just written shortly before the event. He had it typed out or printed out on paper, maybe 7 or 8 pages, I don't know how many it was. They gave away the thing, and he said, this is the only copy. So somebody has one of one Matthew Corbett story written by Robert McCammon. He said it's never been published and it's never going to be published. Dang, that's one I wanted. I don't get jealous, but it pisses me off that somebody else got it and I didn't. All right, I got 2 more here. 2 more I want to show you. This one, had me sweating a little bit. I ordered this book weeks before, planning to leave for Fort Payne, Alabama, and it didn't come in until the day before I left. So it came in just in time. It is the UK hardcover of The Night Boat from Kennel, and it's the first hardcover version of this book, printed in 1990. And it is now signed by Robert McCammon. So a neat addition to the collection. And finally, the last one in the lot is the trade hardcover edition of Swan Song by Dark Harvest. So this would be the first print hardcover copy of perhaps Robert McCammon's most famous book, Swan Song it is. And it's got some beautiful artwork on it. And I really dig this book. I was really glad to be able to get a trade edition hardcover copy. I already had the limited edition, but a guy by the name of Mark Mastal contacted me and said, hey, I know somebody who's selling some books. Here's a list. Any of them interest you? And I kind of wanted this one. So I said, here, maybe you can get more for it. I don't know, but here's what I'm willing to pay. Here's the most I want to pay for it. And he said, okay, good. So I ended up buying this book. And it is illustrated. There are pictures throughout. Somehow I lost it. There we go. So there are some illustrations in this book. So they are. The illustration on the front cover and back are beautiful. But now this one is a signed first print hardcover of Swan Song. So that maybe the book that some would call a grail for a McCammon collector, I don't know, would be the first print hardcover, whether it be the limited edition or the trade edition. Both are popular and sought after and such as that. So I do feel fortunate to have been able to get one and then get it signed in person. Signed is always better. Signed in person is even more supremo. But that's my collection. That's what I was able to get and to get signed. And I had a great time, got to meet some great people. Some phenomenal, excellent people, and Robert McCammon also. So me and the boy had a good time, and it worked out well. I got some stuff, he got some stuff, had fun, and then we ate at Captain D's. So there you go. Thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. C'est la vie. Baby. Doo-doo. So here is the king on his throne with his far master of the canyon. See any fall colors out there? It is fall. It does look good. Let's see if there's any cars coming. I don't see any cars. Right over there is a road across the canyon. Little River Canyon, scenic drive, highway, something like that. There's one. There's a visitor. I hear him, I see him. There he is. Got him. At least he's not. Does he want me? Can he find somebody else to mess with? B, I'm too tired for this. I'm a lot tireder than you are, because I'm a lot bigger than you are, old B.